When asked to come to this event, I really did not know what we were getting ourselves into. But since the moment I pulled into that driveway, I've been very impressed with what I've seen, the facilities here, and that has to do with one man. Philip Maung is a Burmese-born Chinese, a refugee, and came to the United States with $13 in his pocket. Today, this is his business. And this business is one of the fastest growing businesses and has been for the past 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our host and give him a round of applause, Mr. Philip Maung.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for coming on. It put me a lot of pressure after put me on the schedule of the Chia-Li talk. And seriously, never been to Toastmaster. This is my first time. I don't know why somehow she put me on the spotlight. I never really a good speaker in my life. Never go to any type of training session. Naturally, I'm very, very shy, and I don't usually like to talk in front of other people. But more and more people request that I had to do it myself. In the beginning, somebody wrote it to me, all those stuff, and I read it a few days. And it's like when I talk, it's like I reading. So, and after a few speeches, I totally scratch out, and you know what? Whatever I talk, they don't know. And as long as I talk it from my heart. So bear with me, sometimes I talk the sometimes subject all over the place. Very inconsistent, you call it, because I'm not a good speaker. But very impressive that Chia-Li told me about Toastmaster, and she said after I joined, 4 years later, I wrote 2 books, and she said she does a lot of speaking engagement. That's pretty impressive, and I want to write a book because a lot of people request me all over the world, send me email, ask me to write a book about me to inspire other people. This is one of my bucket lists. But I need somebody like April to help me out to do this. So she said, why don't you, I said, what should I talk? And then she said, why don't you do the customer service, what you are good at. One point, there's an event, and they want me to talk about customer service, and so I have a customer service slide that I talked about 6 or 7 months ago, and sometimes I feel uncomfortable keep talking anymore. Sometimes I love to talk, but sometimes I'm not. So I don't go to a lot of speaking engagement, but the speaking has to be subject that I love to talk, the passion, more like a culture that I love to talk. Then I go, and is the requirement that they have to make sure that this is the subject that I like to talk. So she said, why don't you talk about customer service? And I did not know I'm the only one with a PowerPoint, and nobody have a PowerPoint. But I won't take lots of your time. But basically, that's who we are, and how do we get the customer service? Before we get the customer service, we have we develop based on our culture. How did we get the culture? The first 10 years, we working so hard, and we just know how to work hard, and we don't know how to play hard. And our people are getting really, really tired, and we work long hours, and a lot of people start accusing us. And